Have you ever seen a design on a shirt that you don't know where it came from, but you want it? Take a picture and recreate it. Let's go. So I saw this image of this person on Instagram and I loved her shirt because I'm from Sacramento. So I was like, I have to find this and I couldn't, so I had to make it. So I'm taking that Sacramento and I'm changing the font to Impact. It's a really bold font, which I really love to do. So I'm just going ahead and sizing it. You can make it whatever size you want. Hers is actually really big. So depending on the workspace and what you're doing, go ahead and make it whatever size you want, but offset it because I don't know if you can tell in the video, but in the image, there is an offset. There's like a gold yellow tint around it behind it, as you can see right here. So I'm going to change the Sacramento to black because, and again, you can make this smaller. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to start working on these outside pieces, that little wreath and leaves. We're going to go into Cricut's images and we're going to go ahead and find whichever one comes the closest. And this is the one I found was the closest that I can find in the images, in Cricut images, like right here. That's what I'm aiming for. So I just took this little crescent moon shape and I'm going to go ahead and put it over it so I can slice it in half. And this is what I'm left with after I slice it and kind of readjust it. I'm going to duplicate it and then flip it so that it has that ring. So that is what that's going to look like. And again, you can probably find something more similar, but this is the closest I can find in Cricut's design space. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking this circle and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one as well. Then I'm going to make it smaller. So once you do that, just go ahead and I'm going to align it though first. So I'm going to take these two and align it. So first I'm going to do it horizontally and then I'm going to do it vertically so that it's going to be centered. And then what I'm going to do is slice that. So when I remove all these unwanted edges, I'm left with this one ring right there. And I'm going to go ahead and make it black. And you can see the ring even better right here when I move it. So that's what's going to be where it's connecting those leaves or that wreath from the initial one. So I'm just going to play with it, around with it until I position it exactly where I want to. Now I'm going to go ahead and take that circle or that ring and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And then this is what's going to be that little piece right here. You see where the shield is? There's a little circular piece behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and move that and position it directly in the middle because that's where I want it to be. And it actually has, and you cannot tell from this, but it actually has a yellow ring around it too. So I duplicate the circle again and just change the color to yellow. And that's why you see the black and yellow inside that because I know it's a little bit hard to see from the picture on the side. So what I'm going to do is I was also going to align these pieces as well so they're symmetrical to each other. And then what I'm going to do is go back into Cricut's design space in their images. And I chose this one because, and you see how this is 3 different layers. I just need that black piece. So I'm just going to delete or hide those because this is the only piece I needed. But this one was like dead on that image that was on the shirt. So I was actually really excited when I found this because I was like, oh, God, yes. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to take a shape, a mountain shape. And again, I went just back into Cricut's images and I'm going to go ahead and slice this apart. So that's all I did. I didn't really show this one, but I'm just slicing off those unwanted pieces. I'm going to change the color to this yellow or gold. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to type out California State Champions because that is the words that are going around that inside the wreath, but outside of where the shield and the circle are. So I'm going to change that. And you can make this whatever font you want. I wanted to kind of stick to what the font that was almost exactly what she had. But again, you can make this whatever font you want, see which one works better, and then go from there. And when you've selected the font style you want along with the size, what you want to do is take it and curve it around because again, it's curved around or in the center of that design. So you want to make sure it fits. So you will have to kind of play around with the other images like I'm about to do in a minute. I'm going to take this little wreath and the ring and I'm going to make it a little bit larger so the words are not lost inside the design. So take your time on this part just to kind of play around with it. You may have to change the size of the text. You may have to kind of expand it. Whatever you do, just play around it so that you can read it and it doesn't get lost in the wreath or the leaves that are going around the image. So just play with it until you get it to looking exactly how you want it to. And now we're going in for those outside leaves. You see those black ones on the side of it? These are the ones, the closest ones I could find in Cricut's images. And of course, you could probably find ones even closer than this, but these I just wasn't going to search for days and days and days. These were like, these will work. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to select the wreath and I'm going to change it to yellow and I'm going to take the circle circle, you see that black circle, that the bigger one, I'm going to move it to the back so you can't see it. So now it's sitting in the back of the wreath and the leaves. So found it in 1850. That I couldn't tell if that was on the shirt. I just liked it. I think it needed something at the bottom. So that's where I had it included and added to it as well. So, and I made it the same impact font. It's going to mirror the Sacramento at the top. And again, her Sacramento is huge. So I will leave that to your own discretion of how big you want to make this. But I went ahead and offset it, changed it, and that was that. So hopefully this helps. And of course, I'll see you in the next video.